Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Christmas Herobrine statue. Oh, and by the way, just in case you have any more building related needs, feel free to not only check out the description below, in which I'll be leaving links to all of my tutorial playlists, but I highly recommend checking out the card system. That's where all of the good things are going to be. If you like this statue, for instance, you'll find plenty more like it in the card system. Moving on, if you want to make Christmas Herobrine, here's what you're going to need. You will need some cyan stained clay and some black stained clay. Then grab yourself some white stained clay, then some brown wool, grab yourself some white wool, red, dark blue, and finally guys, grab yourself some lime wool. And I don't think that we need any more materials beyond this, but I have been very wrong before. So once you have each one of these, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your Christmas Herobrine statue with a row of 8 cyan clay in a row on the floor. That's 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then on top of that row of 8 cyan clay, stack an additional row of 8 cyan clay. Then on top of your 2 rows of cyan, stack 12 rows of dark blue. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we've just got to fill all of these rows in. This will take a little while. I'm just going to go up and down, filling in the rows. This is probably the fastest way to do it. And once all of these 12 rows have been filled in, we'll actually be more than halfway up the front of the statues. So once you have your 12 rows of dark blue completed, like I've just done there, you then, for the next row, want to do an entire row of white wool. Then for the next row, going from left to right, do 3 white wool, 2 brown, 3 white. For the next row, do 2 red, 4 brown, 2 red. For the next row, do 2 red, then 1 white, 2 brown, 1 white, 2 red. For the next row, do 2 red, 4 white, 2 red. Then for the next row, do 1 white, 2 red, 2 white, 2 red, 1 white. Then for the next row, do 2 red, 1 lime wool, 2 red, 1 lime wool, 2 red. Then for the next row, do 1 red, 1 lime, 4 red, 1 lime, 1 red. For the next row, do 2 red, 4 white, 2 red. And for the final row of the front of the statue, do 2 white, 4 white stained clay, 2 white wool, to give you something which should in total look a little bit like this. And there we go. I know that it looks like Herobrine's got really long legs, but the statue looks a lot better once it's actually done. So there you go. There's his jumper with his Christmas pudding on top. Once you've reached this point right here, we should probably move on to the next bit. So coming all the way up to the top right hand corner of the statue, take this very top right hand corner and go right of it by 4 with the white wool. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do 2 rows of red underneath. That's 1 and 2, just underneath. Then for the next row, going from left to right, do 1 white wool, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red. Then for the next row, do 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white. For the next row, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red. Then do 2 rows of red, that's 1 and 2. Then do 2 rows of white, that's 1 and 2. Then cap it off with 2 rows of white stained clay, that's 1 and 2. And once you've done that to the right hand side of the statue, you now want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So we're on the opposite side, top left hand corner of the statue, go left of it by 4 with the white wool, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to do 2 rows of red wool underneath, that's 1 and 2. We then want to go from left to right, do 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white. Underneath, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red. Underneath that, red, white, white. Then 2 rows of red, that's 1 and 2. Then 2 rows of white. Oh, sorry. Sorry. That is 2 rows of white, that's 1 and and 2, and then 2 rows of white stained clay. That'll be 1 and 2, and in doing that you'll have done pretty much the entire front of the statue minus Herobrine's head. So you want to have something which should look a little bit like this. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now progress on to the next bit. So come all the way around to the back of the statue and come all the way down to the bottoms of the legs. Take out your cyan stained clay and extend each one of the back 2 corners, the bottom 2 corners of the statue out of the back of the statue, each by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3 on the left and 1, 2, 3 on the right. We then want to connect each one of those third blocks together like this, and what we'll then do beyond this is just build up the entire back of the statue on top of this row of 8 cyan clay that we have at the back. So, once you've got this sorted, you now want to add 2 additional layers of cyan stained clay on top of this one. So that'll be 1 and 2. Then do 11 layers of dark blue. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we've just got to fill this in. Whoops, bad start. So we've just got to fill all of these rows of 11 in. We're pretty much doing exactly what we did on the front in regards to the legs, except we've got 1 less row of blue, because for whatever reason, Minecraft shoes, they're bigger at the back than they are the front. Don't know why, who knows. They're blocks. Once you've got that taken care of, once you've got your 11 rows of dark blue, you then for the next 2 rows want to do 2 white walls. So that's 1 and 2 rows of white wall. Then 2 rows of red, so that'll be 1 and 2. Then for the next row, going from left to right, do 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 2 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red. Then for the next row, do 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 2 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white. And then for the final part of the pattern, do 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 2 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red. There we go. Now, once you've done that, you then want to do 2 solid rows of red, so that'll be 1 and 2. And to finish off the back, just do an entire row of white walls. So you just want to have something which should look a little bit like this, and that is just the back of the Christmas jumper looking quite lovely. Once you've reached this point right here, all we have to do now are the backs of the arms. So for the backs of the arms, all you have to do these, copy the fronts of the arms, throw them on the back. It's as simple as that. There's no reason to go into any sort of weird, complicated explanation when all you literally have to do, just look directly forward at the front of the statue, copy it onto the back, and everything will be just fine. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I hope that you guys will manage to do as well. So that's the first arm done. Doesn't take long at all using this method, just literally looking directly forward, because I can't remember the amounts of like rows of red and stuff that we have here. I'm doing the exact same thing as you, just looking directly forward. There we go. Looking directly forward, and I'm just copying exactly what I can see in front of my face. So we just want to have something for the back that should look a little bit like this, and you can see that the pattern on the back of the statue, it makes quite a bit of sense, doesn't it, with the arms now. It follows all the way around, it goes from the front to the back. It looks quite nice. It really is quite a nice looking statue, to tell you guys. Once you have got that taken care of, however, we can move on to the sides of the statue. So the sides of the statue aren't as straightforward as I'd like, but they are easy regardless. So come onto this side of the statue and come all the way down to the bottom of the feet. For the bottom of the feet, what we want to do is we want to fill 1 row in with cyan. Then the next row we want to fill the left hand block in with cyan and the right hand block in with dark blue. Once you've done that, you can then proceed to fill the rest of the legs in with dark blue walls. So as you can see, 1 row of cyan, then 1 cyan on the left hand side of the next row. Then coming up to the bottom of the arms, first of all, we want to fill these in with, We want to fill these in with with white stained clay. We fill the hands in with white stained clay, and that applies for the first row as well. Then we want to do 2 rows of white, and you can see we're quite logically filling in the side of the arm with the materials that we have on the left and right hand side of us. Then we want to do, I believe it's 2 rows of red, then 1 row of white, 1 row of red, 1 row of white, 2 rows of red, 1 row of white, and then proceed to fill the top of the arm in with white wool. So in total, we want to have something which should look a little bit like that. So just to give it a rundown, there's 2 rows of white stained clay, 2 rows of white, 2 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 2 red, then white on the top of the shoulder. Once you've got that taken care of on one side, do the same thing on the opposite side. So coming to the opposite side here, first of all we want to form that shape with the cyan, so it's 1 row of cyan, then 1 row of cyan closest to the back of the statue. We then fill the entire of the legs in with dark blue wool after that, and there's quite a bit of it. We fill that with dark blue. We then fill the bottom of the arms in with white stained clay, because, well, the hands are made of white stained clay like that. We then want to do 2 rows of white wool, that'll be 1 and 2. Then 2 rows of red, 1, 2, 1 row of white, red, white, 2 red, white, and then fill the top of the shoulder in with white wool. It actually makes quite a lot of sense when you look at it, because when you take this sort of view, you can see that the pattern, it kind of just follows around from the front of the statue all the way to the back, and it even spans across the arm as well. It really is quite a nice statue, it honestly is. It's easy to make and it's just nice looking. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now move on to Herobrine's head. So come all the way to the front of the statue and come all the way to the top of the torso. Take out your old pal white stained clay and do a row of 8 white stained clay on top of the top row of the torso, like that. Then extend that row of white stained clay out in front of the statue by 1 row. Then for the next row, still coming out, going from left to right, do 2 white stained clay, 4 black stained clay, 2 white stained clay. For the next row, do 2 white stained clay, 1 black, 2 white, 1 black, 2 white. Then for the next row, do 3 white stained clay, 2 black, 3 white. For the next row, do 1 white stained clay, 2 white wool, 2 white clay, 2 white wool, 1 white clay. Then for the next row, do an entire row of white stained clay. For the next row, place a single black stained clay on the end of each row, and then just do white stained clay everywhere else in between. Then finish this off by doing 2 solid rows of black stained clay. That'll be 1, and then that'll be 2. And what you'll want to have should look... It should be a really menacing Herobrine face on top of a really cute Christmas jumper. I don't know, I really do like this statue. It's just the right amount of colourful and it's just the right amount of ridiculous as well. I wonder who gave him that Christmas jumper. Once you've got Herobrine's face taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So come all the way around to the back of the head, take out your white stained clay, and extend this row of white stained clay all the way back until it overhangs the back of the statue by just 1 row. You want to overhang by 1 row. We then, for the last row of the back of the head, fill the 2 middle blocks in with black stained clay and then fill around it in with white stained clay, like this. Then moving on to the side of the head, we'll start on this side of the head, starting from the front of the head, moving back. For the first row, do 4 white stained clay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do 2 rows of 2 white stained clay, that's 1, 2, like this, to give you like a sideways L shape, or I guess a J shape. Once you've got that taken care of on one side, we want to do the same on the other, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 rows of 2. Then take the back 2 corners of the head, raise them up with your black stained clay until they are equal height with the front of the head, and then connect them to the front of the head, connect them together, and then just completely fill in the rest of the head with your black stained clay. And once you've got that taken care of, you've actually fully completed your statue. It barely takes any time whatsoever, really fast. I'm looking at my recording now and it's on like 13 minutes, and I'm sure that it's slightly less than that anyway. So all in all, you know, for 15 minutes time you can have a really nice Christmas looking statue. You can have a good chuckle at Herobrine wearing a comical Christmas jumper. I really do like it. It's just a nice little bit of fun. I like anything to do with Herobrine and Steve, and I especially like it when like Herobrine's doing something that he probably wouldn't do, like he's wearing this. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't know why he's wearing a Christmas jumper, and like I said, who gave it him? Who gave it him? Did Santa? And I'll show you guys Santa in a moment because I've done him. Did Santa give it him? Did Santa give Herobrine the Christmas jumper? I don't even know where he got it from. Maybe Steve gave it, and maybe Steve was like, listen, Herobrine, I know we've had our differences in the past, but I want you to have this lovely Christmas jumper. I think it suits you. Red really is your colour. Stop with the doom and gloom for just one holiday, and let's spend the time together. And he obliged because he's wearing it, look. So hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you've managed to make it, and if you've done both of those things, guys, I really would appreciate it if you could give this video a like, a favourite, a share. I'm going to be doing some more Christmas builds, so if you would, comment down below. Do you want to see more? What do you want to see? Something specific? I'm probably going to end up doing, like, I don't know, between like 3 and 6 Christmas builds. I've already made Christmas Herobrine here. I've made Santa, as you might already be able to see. I've also made a Christmas looking house, which you can see in the background there. It's nice in the background. Really love that house. That'll actually be going up before this, I imagine. So you might have already saw it on the channel. Considering doing another one of those. I'm kind of thinking of doing like a Christmas present, like an actual like physical present block or something. I've also been thinking about doing I got the idea from the skin. Where is it? Let me see. Let me show you. From the festive skin pack, I got the idea of doing there's one I particularly like. I quite like the stocking. I quite like that as just a statue, never mind like a skin statue. And I also like the candy cane stickman, just because it's a little bit weird, it's a little bit different. So I'm not sure whether I'll end up doing like that, or I think I'll definitely do the stocking, but I'm not sure whether I'll do the candy cane stickman. So if you like the Christmas builds, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, favorite, share, comment down below. What do you want to see next? Do you want to see any of those things that I've described? Check out the card system, that's where all of the good stuff will be. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.